Hey guys and gals. Hey, I want to talk to you about anchors today. I know it's been a while since I've been back online, and but yeah, I've been out on the boat. You know, it's the season. But anchors. Let's talk about them. I'm learning since I've been in Florida, and it's probably one of those really obvious things that there's a huge ass difference between lakes and the Gulf. So. Y'all know the anchor that comes with our boats. They're pretty good as far as the lake goes, in my opinion. They're not the greatest for out here in the Gulf. You know, we go out to the sandbars a lot, and between the wind and the tides and the super sandy bottoms, it's just really hard to get these anchors to catch and to stay there. I ran into a problem last year. We went out with our neighbors. We took both of our boats and we went down to Clearwater Beach for the big high-speed boat races. It's about 30 foot of water, and after about 45 minutes I couldn't get my anchor to catch. I was embarrassed because I looked like a freaking amateur, but I was fumed. So the search commenced for a good anchor, and my wife and I both did quite a bit of research, and we came up with what we thought was a great anchor. I'm going to try not to use their name. I'll show you what I got. Because I don't want to get into slander, stuff like that. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I'm going to try to show you what I got. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over so you can't see the name. So, some of y'all may have seen these online. Great anchor. I mean, in theory, it swivels. It's super ass heavy. I think it was a 15-pound. And what happens with this is once you tie it off here, this is spring loaded, and you can bring it out of the box here. See if I can. I mean, this would be great for lakes. In my honest opinion, this would be great for lake. When this pulls up, when you pull the boat in and you're getting ready to pull up anchor, it's. Forgive my awkwardness here. So when you pull this, it pulls those little rings down there and unhooks it. So when you get close, the anchor just unfolds like that and lets you pull it out of the water. Well, you can see with just a little bit of force. So if you got your boat tied up to this and a wave hits your front end, and it's going to pull on this little ring here, and you can now see what happens. This is what happened. Just did one of these slowly, and that's what happened with my anchor. So, hope I can get this set up again right so you can all see me. So. That anchor didn't work for me, so I complained about it because it was too easy to pull up and come apart. The people were great. The gentleman I talked to was super nice. He sent me a new one. Unfortunately, the springs in that one were, even softer than the first one. So, again, I want to stress, if y'all know who that is, like I said, I don't want to use any names. I just don't want to get into disrespect, stuff like that, and knocking stuff. But if you search for anchors, you're going to find that one. So, anyway, what I'm doing today is I'm getting ready to ship them back, both of them, and get the refund. Again, I saw a lot of reviews on their website about customer service not being the greatest, but I'm going to tell you, they were great to me. And I would recommend this anchor for a lake. I think it'd be perfect. You don't need a chain. The way it's built, you don't need a chain. You just drop it, let it hit, give yourself a 5-to-1 ratio, and it'll hit. But as soon as you start getting tension and it starts pulling that ring out, it unfolds. So maybe not the greatest for rivers of higher speed currents, but and I don't recommend it for oceans. So now I'm back to square one. So what I have now is I got two in the boat. Obviously, this is not the one. This is just the next one I got. But these are the kind that we have. One in the front, one in the back. But they're not very good to set out there in the soft sand. So my wife and I went back to the internet and we found another one. Ordered it and out of stock. Go figure. So I called the guy to try to figure out when they're coming, because these guys pretty much guarantee that their anchors are they're gonna catch and they're gonna stay. So I talked to the guy on the phone, and I'm not going to give you their name yet at this point in the video because I'm going to ask his permission to use his product and give him some props or not when he gets here. It's supposed to be here tomorrow sometime. So the one he's giving me is a prototype. It's the same design that you can find out there on the internet, and you'll see it as this video progresses, but the finish is different. They have two right now, galvanized and stainless steel. Galvanized obviously is affordable. Stainless steel, not so much. It's about a $400 or $500 difference just for the finish, and I'm not all about that. So, but they got a new finish that they're doing. It's a stainless steel, but it's kind of like a brushed nickel, I guess would be the best way to explain it from what I understand, because I haven't seen it yet. So, this video will kind of pause for now, and then I'm going to pick it back up when this anchor comes in. It's probably next week when I finish off this video. And if this guy gives me the permission, then I'm just going to take the GoPro and stuff out with me. And I'll just get in the water, or my kid, child labor is always great, and drop the anchor, and he can get the GoPro, and we'll see how it works. Like I said, he guarantees it. He talked very highly about it. So, so that's it for now. Okay, guys, got the anchor a couple days ago, and I got to tell you, it looks like some sort of medieval torture tool. But like I said, the guy that I talked to pretty much, puts a lot of weight behind this thing. So it's called a Mantis, and I'm not sure if you all have seen them online, but we watched a few videos of theirs. And it seems to be pretty good. So we're taking it out today. We'll see how it goes. I originally wanted to have my kid get in the water with the GoPro and kind of see how it goes so I can share it with you guys, but he's not going. So depending on how crowded it is over Memorial Weekend, these sandbars can get pretty overpopulated. Might have my wife get in there and see how it works, but I'm not going to make any promises, but we'll see. So here it is. As you can see, the thing is pretty dangerous looking. It's pretty heavy. It's a 15-pound anchor, or 13, I believe. 13 or 15, I can't remember exactly. This is actually a prototype. The finish is a prototype. The anchor itself is standard, 13-pound. You can normally get it galvanized or stainless steel. Like I said, the stainless steel is quite a bit more, probably out of our pocket range if we're driving these Yamaha boats. This one was, I can't remember what it was. I'm not going to throw prices out there. That wouldn't be fair. So, but this is a new finish that they're coming out with. It's still stainless steel, but as you can see, it's like a, kind of like a, I would call it like a nickel matte finish type thing. Looks pretty cool. It comes in pieces, comes in a wood box. You can see this is separate, and then the roll bar, what I like to call it, is separate. You had to put it together. So I will tell you, there is not a scenario where this thing will fit in our anchor bay. It's just not going to happen. So even if you cut out the ladder, because I took my ladder off the front of the boat, it was a pain in the ass. Smashed my fingers on the how many times, so I took it off. And you know, I've contemplated getting bigger anchors and just cutting out some of that extra fiberglass that's up there because I don't need it. But even cutting that out, this is not going to fit. So we're going to keep it under the front seat. That way the little roll bar type thing kind of sneaks underneath the cockpit in that one front seat. So we will see. Again, I'll get some more footage out there, and I'll provide some information. I'll even provide a link over to the guy's website, and we'll go from there. So I'll pick this video up here a little while, a couple hours, and again I'll kind of push it out sometime next week. So have a good one. See y'all. Okay, everybody. Today is Tuesday. Big weekend's over, and here's kind of a follow-up for the Anchor. It's pretty crowded out there, so there wasn't a whole lot of room to throw anything. I did get a little bit of a video of the Anchor in the water. When you see the video, it doesn't look like it's in all the way, but because it was so crowded, what we did was we just dropped it in, and my wife just kind of yanked it with her hands. So we didn't let the boat actually yank it in as as we're going in reverse. She just did it by hand because we just had a really small window of space in between boats on there because it was so crowded. But I'm going to tell you, even though it only looks like there's a portion of the Anchor that's actually in the sand, that sumbitch held the entire day. And that was on Sunday, and we were actually in that spot for about 7 hours. So we went through the tide transition. We went through, the waves from thousands of boats, both big and small, going by us. That Anchor did not move an inch, and that was even partially in the sand. So what I'll do is I'll cut the video here so I can push in that the GoPro video underwater. Okay, so there you see it. Really short video, and again, you can see it's kind of cockeyed in there. Obviously we could have got it in there more, but even that Anchor just held. It went beyond my expectations. Now, again, in full disclosure, I'm getting nothing for saying these comments. All I got from Mantis Anchors was their permission to actually use their name on my videos. So I'm not trying to pimp them for anything. I'm not getting anything out of it other than, like I've said in some of my other videos, I'm giving you my opinions off of my experiences. And I would recommend this Anchor, for ocean type stuff and even rivers and lakes. But for where I'm at, and based off my experiences with other anchors, this particular Anchor, far exceeds the other ones that I've used. So, again, I'm not getting anything. There's no ulterior motive to me saying this stuff other than I finally found an Anchor that'll hold my damn boat. But again, I want to go back a little bit and say, hey, this is not going to fit in our boats. It ain't going to fit in the anchor bay specifically. And here's what I'll show you. This is where we put it, and I know I mentioned it before, but here's how we put it in there. So you can see we kind of had to put it in, and this is right behind the anchor, or behind the cockpit. So you kind of put in the ass end first down and then lip it, and it just fits right there, perfect, underneath this front seat. So, no harm, no foul. To me, it's a small price to pay. You know, to take up, take up that space up there where I normally keep like life jackets and shit. I can put them somewhere else, but the comfort of knowing if I go somewhere and I can anchor up, that's what I need. We went out again yesterday, which was the actual Memorial Day on Monday. We went out again with some friends. We only were out a couple hours, but exact same scenario. We dropped it. My wife just kind of yanked it with her hands once she felt it snagging. It was about probably 3 feet, maybe, when, it about jerked my wife out of the front of the boat. And I didn't get a video of that one, but, we did go down and look at it, and it buried just fine. Perfect. This one was straight. So 2 days in a row, we had some successful anchoring. So again, this particular one, it's called a Mantis. They're a little bit more expensive than your average anchor, which, like I said before, I'm learning that, there's differences in anchors for all these different scenarios, different environments. But I'm okay with spending a couple extra bucks as long as I get out of it what I put in it. So this is it. So I'll put a little thing up there so you guys know the name of it again. And y'all can make your own decisions. If anybody's interested in getting it, go ahead and look it up. Again, I'm not getting anything out of it, but y'all might. It's a really good anchor. It has really worked for me. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to launch them to me. And we'll go from there. So happy boating.